After the failure of the Singapore plots, Al-Qaeda set its sights on Indonesia, but the trail would lead first to an unexpected place, Thailand. The jungles of southern Thailand, a remote area where Thai authorities occasionally search for Muslim guerrillas. It is here that the network's regional terrorist leaders meet in January 2002 to regroup. Southern Thailand has a large Muslim population, making it easy for Al-Qaeda members to blend in. Mansour Jabara, Al-Qaeda's point man for the failed Singapore operation, later told his FBI interrogators that it was in Thailand that Al-Qaeda hatched a new strategy. Jabara confessed that the group decided to attack soft targets frequented by Westerners, bars, cafes, and nightclubs. The code word they used for target Americans, white meat. 9 months later, the planning paid off. On October 10, 2002, at a packed nightclub on the Indonesian vacation island of Bali, 2 bombs went off, creating a massive fireball, killing more than 180 people. It was the worst terror attack since 9/11.
Up until the Bali bombs, most Indonesians did not take the terrorist threat seriously. And even with some of the bombings that had taken place here before, there really wasn't a readiness to accept that they were indeed attributable to some kind of homegrown network, let alone anything that had connections to Al-Qaeda.
Within weeks after the Bali blast, investigators solved the case and arrested most of the bomb plotters. As Bali mourned the victims of the attack, there was evidence that Al-Qaeda's operatives were spreading across the region. The question is, where were they going?
I think one place that we have to look next is Bangladesh, which so far has remained off most people's radar screen. It's a large Muslim country, very poor country, and there are a lot of militant Islamists there.
There is speculation about this. There's concern about this, but I will tell you that we do not have definitive information or intelligence suggesting that Al-Qaeda is reforming in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh may not be on the radar screen of counter-terrorism officials, but our reporting suggests that this South Asian Muslim country of 130 million may be a new hiding place for Al-Qaeda. One of the first terrorist groups to endorse bin Laden's 1998 fatwa to kill Americans is Bangladeshi. And in 2001, an Islamist party gained important positions in the government, providing a sympathetic environment for militant groups, particularly in the southeast of the country.
In March 2002, I traveled down to the southeastern tip of Bangladesh, an area which I've been visiting off and on for the past 20 years. And this time I was rather shocked by the presence of a number of madrasas, Islamic institutions, and fundamentalist groups which were both armed and dangerous.
The search for Al-Qaeda in Bangladesh starts here in Chittagong, the country's largest port, a haven for pirates, gun runners, and smugglers. Normally, ships come and go around the clock, but one night in late December 2001, Chittagong's harbor fell strangely silent.
But that night, the Bangladesh military intelligence had apparently cleared off the place. All other schedules have been changed. No ship was really berthing in.
Until dock workers spotted a mysterious ship, the MV Mecca, pulling into port. Indian intelligence later learned about the secret mission of the MV Mecca and the people who came ashore.
Well, when the ship MV Mecca arrived, the exact number of people I wouldn't be able to confirm, but there was a fairly sizable number, maybe around 80 to 100 people, they got down, they were received.
The few dock workers who were in that area and who then told us that these were people, big, tall people. Many of them were wearing the traditional Afghan salwar kurta, but some of them were in battle fatigues as well, which made them look like any other army.
Within 2 hours, the group had gone ashore.
They had weapons. They had large number of assault rifles, standard AK series assault rifles. They had ammunition boxes. And some of them had bigger weapons as well, which they were lugging in.
At this point, the trail goes cold, but there are accounts of fighters disappearing into the Bangladesh countryside.
In early 2002, I received an email from a social worker in this part of Bangladesh, the southeast, and he was quite alarmed because hundreds of armed people had arrived in a village next to his. And they had come over to his village and said that if you tell any outsiders about this, we will kill you. And not only you, but everyone in this village. And this coincided with the arrival of MV Mecca.
The Bangladeshi government categorically denies allegations that Islamic militants have found a hiding place in the country. However, this internal paper prepared by a Bangladeshi terrorist group lists 19 training camps for militants operating in the country today. The document strongly suggests that Bangladesh is one of the several dozen countries where members of the terror network have now taken refuge.
2003, Qaeda is a beehive. It's just been smacked with a baseball bat. And a bunch of the bees were killed, but most of them have dispersed. They don't need a centralized organization. They're everywhere, nowhere. We don't know where they are.
London. We returned here for a closer look at what may be the final frontier for Al-Qaeda: cyberspace. Paul Edel is a veteran journalist fluent in Arabic who runs his own website analyzing what is happening on Al-Qaeda's new battlefront.
What are we seeing here?
This is the main Qaeda website. Here you've got Ayman Zawahiri's latest book.
And they're posting stuff that's pretty recent, right?
This is being updated at the moment. It does appear and disappear. At the moment it's squatting on the servers of a Dutch football club who I presume have no idea that it's there. You could argue that Al-Qaeda has moved its whole leadership and organization into the virtual world. I think the importance of this site that Al-Qaeda has set up is that it means you don't have to go to Afghanistan anymore to sit at the feet of the leaders and hear and imbibe their philosophy and strategy. So when I first saw the full range of material here, I thought that you had everything needed to support a spontaneous or dispersed Qaeda cell.
You can even find manuals about how to build your own high-tech explosives. And you can certainly find discussions about Al-Qaeda's future attacks.
You looking at present trends, if he's continuing the same way for the next 5 years, what is your prediction?
Al-Qaeda is out there, unchallenged, campaigning for political support to create this endless conflict against the West. The West needs to do far more than military and intelligence action against these people if it's to defeat their threat. It needs to campaign for political support among Muslims with the same energy and imagination as Al-Qaeda does.
Building political support among Muslims around the world will only get more difficult following the United States' latest war against Iraq.
The attitude of America shows that it has started a war against Muslims, against Islamic countries, and against Islam.
From Asia to the Middle East, many Muslims see a conspiracy against their religion.
What the Americans have done is actually to implement what bin Laden wanted, that is to wage a cosmic campaign against Muslims. At least that's the way many Muslims see it.
Will war against Iraq trigger even more terror in the future? And will it create even more recruits for Al-Qaeda itself?
This is what Al-Qaeda has been hoping for. Long after Al-Qaeda is gone, we're going to be faced with many mini Al-Qaedas that's going to be springing up.
It's catastrophic. It's absolutely catastrophic. We are doing the worst possible thing in a situation the way the Middle East is now. You go in, you attack an Arab country, humiliate it. It's going to bring more recruits to Qaeda than we've ever seen before.
Despite the anger in the Muslim world, U.S. officials are confident that in the long term, they will put Al-Qaeda out of business.
Tremendous strides have been made. More than 3,000 Al-Qaeda and their supporter have been arrested and detained. More than one-third of their leadership is no longer in the picture. We're actively after these guys. They know it. You know, the odds are with us. We will be victorious. No question about it. You can quote me. However, between now and then, we're very concerned about the losses that we risk.
فكما تقتلون تقتلون وكما تقذفون تقذفون وابشروا بما يسوءكم فها هي الأمة الإسلامية قد بدأت بفضل الله ترميكم بفلذات أكبادها الذين عاهدوا الله على أن يواصلوا الجهاد بالبيان والسنان لإحقاق الحق وإبطال الباطل.